everyone, it's Brenda Riches from runforfit.com, and today I'm going to be talking to you about more reasons you might have sore feet from running. And I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I always like to emphasize the importance of going barefoot as much as possible during your daily activities, especially if you want to run barefoot. I strongly encourage runners to run barefoot simply because barefoot running is the fastest acting way for you to develop stronger feet, stronger arches, stronger toes, stronger ankles. And the reason why our feet can become sore from running is because of our thickly cushioned running shoes, which causes our feet to be abnormally weak and fragile and more susceptible to soreness. Because when the feet are weak, when you run long distances, the feet are in a very fragile state where they can't deflect or protect themselves from impact, and they don't work optimally when they're weak. And I truly believe that the strongest foundation to running injury free is when you have exceptionally strong feet. And having exceptionally strong feet can be very easily achieved by rehabilitating your foot strength via barefoot running, barefoot walking, especially walking barefoot on uneven surfaces. And really, the proof is really in the scientific literature pudding, in a sense that there's a lot of scientifically backed data that supports the notion that barefooting is the best medicine for your feet. And there are two proponents that I'm a huge fan of that advocate the importance of incorporating barefoot walking, barefoot running into your training regime. And these barefoot advocates, the first person is Dr. Irene Davis at Harvard University, and the second barefoot advocate is Dr. Stephen Robbins at McGill University in Montreal, Canada. And I really like what Dr. Irene Davis has to say about the detrimental effects of running shoes on the human foot. And what she says is that she cites that with increasingly supportive footwear, so the more thickly cushioned, the more protective your running shoes are, the more our feet are conditioned to become lazy. This fact can't really be disputed because it is true. When you lock up your feet and you prevent your feet from naturally functioning, the foot muscles are going to wither away. There's going to be a lot of muscular atrophy. And when your feet are weak, then they are essentially too weak to handle the impact of running. And this is in line with what Dr. Stephen Robbins has reported about the health harming effects of cushioned running shoes on the human foot. And what he says is that the feet are treated as a very delicate, rigid object. And when placed in a very high impact environment, the foot muscles are too weak to be able to deflect the loading in impact the way that they were designed to do. So this is what I want to be very clear on, is that going barefoot more often essentially makes your feet ageless, and that it's never too late to strengthen the feet, because there's been a ton of studies which show that going barefoot reverses the foot weakness induced by cushioned running shoes, and that going barefoot more often, the more frequently you are barefoot, the stronger your feet will eventually get. So you want to make sure that going barefoot is on the top of your must-do list in terms of your running training. So if you are suffering from foot pain, the best way to combat this is by strengthening your feet. And the easy answer and the most common sense solution is to awaken your foot muscles and to highly stimulate your foot intrinsic musculature by going barefoot more often. And you will definitely see a dramatic shift in foot strength, because going barefoot delivers the optimal amount of sensory input or tactile stimulation at the bottom of the feet, and that is needed. This sensory input is very necessary for stimulating the foot's intrinsic muscles. So the foot's deep muscle tissue rely on sensory stimulation from the ground on the bare foot, and this sensory stimulation is essentially taken away in very thickly cushioned running shoes. So the nerves in the feet are less active, and also the stimulation on the foot's musculature becomes very underactive as well. And this is how the foot tissue muscles begin to wither away at a very quick rate. All the investigations that have been done on the health benefits of barefoot running have proven that the feet does get stronger with more barefoot experience. And if you have collapsed arches, you will also see very nice changes in arch height profile. So never forget that there are proven results with respects to the health benefits of going barefoot. And the reason why I did this video is because some people are on the fence on barefoot running or barefoot walking. And I myself, during my transition to forefoot running, I always relied on thickly cushioned running shoes because it's just, we're so conditioned to believe that running is very harmful and that our feet are delicate, but you will always run into problems when your feet are weak. And the only way to help reduce your occurrence of injury and to help you run pain-free is by developing stronger feet, especially if you've been a long-standing heel strike runner who has worn very thickly cushioned running shoes with arch support and a lot of other heavy stability elements. Your feet are abnormally weak and you might not know that, but you will definitely know that if you run a marathon and your lower legs are aching, and that's because you're lugging around your weak feet, which are unable to deflect normal loading associated with running. This is why I just wanted to do this little video as a reminder that best rehabilitation for weak feet is by taking off your shoes and going barefoot more often. That doesn't mean you need to be a 100% barefoot runner, but that does mean that you should do some speed work barefoot, or at least run a mile or two barefoot, and definitely do as much walking outdoors as you can possibly do barefoot. And this will definitely help accelerate your foot strength. And you need strong feet to be able to run without pain. Strong feet are very essential. They're a very big part of the equation for healthy, injury-free running and efficient running as well, because when the arches are healthy, the arches are strong. When you have normal arches, then the arch is in a better position to store elastic strain energy, which helps give you more energy for running. So this is why going barefoot and developing strong feet via barefooting can affect all aspects of running, from a health perspective and from a biomechanical perspective and from a running economy perspective. So for more information on barefoot running and for more information on why traditional running shoes aren't the best choice for runners and how they keep contributing to injury, please head on over to my blog, runforefoot.com, where you will also find recommendations and reviews on barefoot-like running shoes for if you are absolutely turned off on barefoot running. Thanks for listening and watching, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel for research on the biomechanics of running, and have fun out there in the roads. Bye for now.